Do you want me to...
Hello! Hey, leave that in. This is Reaction People look at videos and they say what they think of the music. My name's Kit.
And I'm Inti.
This, unusually for us, is a request, right, Inti?
This is a request from a few of our fans. I'm going to call them fans. I think they should be called fans. They want us to review songs by Niki. And
We did one song by Niki a while ago. We did Celine by Niki. And so now Niki's got a new album come out, right?
Yeah.
So the very first song is Wide Open.
So straighten up and keep an eye wide open. Keep an eye wide.
Oh, I really liked that.
Yeah.
It was really moody and soulful. I thought that was a great
Very
song.
ambient. It almost felt like a recent James Bond type of song. Not like the old day ones where they're big bells.
It's like the Billie Eilish James
Yeah,
Bond,
exactly.
like that kind of feel.
Yeah.
Or like the Adele one, yeah.
So this is from her new album, Moonchild. There were some, you know, they were talking about fall asleep but keep one eye open, and we've already reacted to this song Celine, which is all about the moon as well. I'm guessing this must be some kind of concept album where everything's sort of about nighttime and the moon and darkness.
The feel of the song definitely goes with that feeling of nighttime, and yeah, there's a darkness to the instrumentation in the song, but also to me it really captures that feeling of like there's a slight lethargy of nighttime, like everything's moving a bit slower, but there's also like these, like the strings that keep going like blip, blip. It's like, oh, there's an excitement, like, oh, I'm out at night, like there's an excitement to it. So I think the music really captures that. For me, the imagery of the song suggested, just like the stuff that came into my head, what like happened to come into my head on listening to the song from the lyrics is like pilgrim times, you know, like, oh, I don't know what it is, 1600s America, New England, like pilgrims go, just like a few things, like it says cornucopia, serpents and scorpions. It mentions pilgrims at one point. It talks about psalmists, like people singing psalms. Like, yeah, to me those were, I'm not saying like this is the meaning of the song, but like those were the kind of images that came into my mind.
Yeah, and maybe keep an eye wide open is like, you know, what do they call that center eye? The eye that sees all...
Oh, the third eye.
The third eye. Maybe they were meaning something more religious. Is that religious? Spiritual. Next song is Switchblade.
But I'm not afraid. Kind of feeling brave. The winds of change have nothing on the switchblade.
Wow! That was so dreamy. A lot of the drums felt like it wasn't hitting the hi-hat, you know, like any of the cymbals very much. It felt like it was going like it felt like it was just hitting the what they called the drummy bits, not the cymbals.
The drums. Yeah, to me it had that, you know, this is like me not knowing much about world music, but like the kind of image that comes to my mind is like, you know, if someone gonna make a thing that represents Africa, the Lion King.
Right, yeah.
Those kind of, like Avatar, that James Cameron movie, like it's those kind of sounds.
It would have been cool to listen to the first song, go directly into this song, because they're in the same key. And they're almost in the same tempo as well. And it really felt like a natural progression.
What is the key that they're both in?
I have no idea. But what do you think she means by that? Switchblade Faith. Stabby Faith.
Would have been a better title for the song.
A stabby Faith.
They keep saying Switchblade Faith.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it did, yeah. The winds of change have nothing on the Switchblade Faith. Yeah, well, interesting, because the last one, my imagery was like pilgrims and New England, and this one keeps talking about faith.
Yeah,
so
spirituality.
yeah, kind of spiritual themed album.
Spiritual themed and moon themed. Although I didn't hear much about a moon in that song. but I still
Yeah, no,
felt
to be fair.
kind of night-timey. I don't know why. I'm just in the nighttime frame of mind.
Yeah, it felt like she was talking about night because she was talking about silhouettes of trees by electric rivers and running through the grass. So yeah, that sounds like it's nighttime.
Hey, and
All
what's
right,
the next song called?
Next song is called Night Crawlers.
Nobody sleeps in this land of mine, of mine, of mine. Nobody sleeps, nobody keeps track of time, of time. Night crawlers.
I really liked it. The beginning had a really bizarre feeling. Whatever instrument they were using just kind of felt... Have you ever seen the Moomins? Talking about
Yes.
moons. Like, Moomins had an eerie atmosphere and the music behind it was always a bit strange. This might be the most random reference to our fans. But go watch the Moomins and you know what I mean. That blip, 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 blip. Whatever sound was in the background was kind of like that weird, eerie feeling of the Moomins. You know what's like, I always find this about nighttime. Like, the darkest point of night to me is just after the sun's completely set. But the moon isn't at the top of the sky yet. And so it kind of gets darker. It starts darker and gets a bit brighter, then gets darker again, and then the sun comes up. And I feel like this album started it started darker, and each song's progressively got a bit lighter and a bit more almost a bit more fun. Like, I'm starting to feel that almost like a party's gonna start. These night crawlers.
This song to me feels very party-ish. Like, that seems to be what it's talking about. It's like, we are the night crawlers, we're the people who stay up all night. Mama told me don't forget your manners, but I'm gonna stay out until I drop dead.
Yeah.
This is what we're like, living moment to moment. So this song feels like perhaps it is talking about like partying, being out late.
And the next song on the album, we've already done a reaction to, called Celine, and I remember that one being like way more of a party atmosphere, and that was all about the moon and she's going to keep you up and intoxicate you.
Yeah.
I love concept albums, and we might be stretching. I don't know if we're stretching calling this a concept album, but it's just so cool to go into a whole project with a theme and an idea and a direction, and at the same time being able to be really like, all the songs are really different. It's not it's not all the sort of the same song. It's not Oasis.
Oh, burn!
When there was that weird kind of slow key change, did you think Niki's voice started to sound like Jacob Collier?
When you say key change, I wouldn't have known that there was a key change. However, yes, I did think when I guess they down-pitched Niki's voice, I suppose. Yeah, I did think of Jacob Collier.
Me too, that was
his
such a Jacob...
yawning deep voice. Nobody sleeps in this. We got a party next song. The next song is a party. Wake up.
Go listen to our other reaction of Celine, and then we're going to skip Celine now and go straight on to Tide.
Hold your own, stand up tall, make it known, you won't fall ever again, never again, fall in the trap, swim in the nets.
Wow, that was an interesting song.
Yeah, that had so many elements to it, like clear sections. Let's go back towards the beginning of it first. There's that sound where it's like a little... I'm not sure what it is, but it's an instrument that makes me think of three separate things. It's an instrument where I sometimes think, is that like a mandolin, like in Italy or somewhere? Or I think, is that French? Is it like a Frenchy kind of sound? Or I think, is it like a really Jewishy kind of sound? It's a really quick little... It's a little guitar-y type sound. Stringed instrument, which I never know where to place it in my feelings of the sound. Italian, French, or Jewish?
I want to eat there. I mean, if nothing else.
What did you think of the middle of the song?
What was the middle part? Because really sticking in my head is that ending part, the last part of the song. Well, I suppose the very final part of the song is the ambient sound with the answer phone messages. the penultimate bit of the song is that like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 and that's the bit that really sticks in my memory for me. That feeling of like, yeah, like the lyrics being about, oh, these people try and break you down, they try and break you down, don't get tricked again, come on, don't let yourself fall into their traps. And then yeah, that pounding drums feels like someone trying to break down a door, like they're trying to break down into you, and it's like, oh fuck, you know, you've been telling me to like, you know, not let myself be tricked, but there's just this onslaught that I'm facing of people's what they're coming at me with.
Yeah.
So that was the bit that really stuck for me, that that penultimate section, the pounding.
That's fun. Yeah, I wasn't really listening to the lyrics at all, but yeah, it was Captain Corelli's mandolin at the beginning, and then it was almost like a rock guitar, and her voice got all distorted.
Oh
like,
yeah, the guitar bit
yeah.
went dum 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 round,
Yeah.
dum 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 round.
At the end, it was just decorative sort of piano with
Yeah.
these voices, and I didn't even realize there were answer phone messages. I thought there were people just saying sort of goodbye at the end of a party. Goodbye.
Yeah, you're
had
right.
A great time.
Yeah, I was wrong in saying that. I don't think they're answer phone messages, but to me they sound like they're on the phone. From the tone of them, it sounded like, hey.
That's really cool. You know what? I'm changing
Wow.
my thesis of the album.
Okay.
I don't think it's one night where, you know, it starts off darker and the moon gets towards the center and it gets a bit brighter and then it goes down. I think it's different shapes of the moon, different sides of the moon. Like, this is what the night feels like on a full moon. This is what the night feels like on a half moon. This is what the night feels like on this. I feel like that's what it is. Different sides of the moon. Different. What's that? What's the word I'm looking at? Different eclipses of the moon.
Different phases.
Faces.
Wow, that is a really cool thesis. I love it.
Great album so far, Moonchild.
Yeah, really
Niki.
good. Really, really good.
Yeah. So, what would you give so far? What you giving the album out of like 22?
Lyrically, out of 22, I'm giving this a 21.
Yeah.
So stronger than a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
This is great lyrically. These lyrics are wonderful. They're very poetic, very illustrative. What's the word? Very picturesque?
Illustrative.
Yeah, like very visual. Still poetic, but to me it feels like I can start to grasp what it's about, rather than it just being a song that's like butterflies in the rain.
Slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball. Oh, Oasis.
Oh, second bird! So, Inti, what would you give this musically out of 31?
30. Yeah, it's awesome. It's great.
Goodness.
It's a
So strong.
It's ambience. They've gone for a genre, ambience, if that's a genre, and they're sticking
Night
to
ambience, specifically.
Yeah, night ambience. They're sticking to this genre, but giving you lots of different genres around it. Like it's rock and roll, or it's dreamy, psychedelic type of sounds, or it's sort of almost soft singer-songwritery of like decorative piano. I love Niki. Tide was probably my favourite song that we listened to just then. Tide, the most recent one. It was so cool. I love songs that don't... I love Bohemian Rhapsody. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the best songs ever because it's not like a verse, chorus. It just changes throughout the whole song. It keeps changing. It goes from like a soft piano-y singing to like an opera to a rock and roll. Like it just keeps changing, and there's never like a proper chorus and a verse. It just keeps progressing. And this is nothing like Bohemian Rhapsody at all, but it follows that same non-structure.
Yeah, just like bursting with creativity. Let's just do stuff.
Yeah,
Let's do a whole load of things.
So we'll definitely do part 2 soon. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching. And if you want to hear more of Kit and I, we're in the process of writing episode 2 of a podcast musical, which will be coming out this Christmas. But you can listen to episode 1 now on any kind of platforms where you listen to podcasts, and it's a musical and it's really good fun.
And that is Love Pill, the musical. And if you want some comedy from me, then check out my sketch show, which is called The Second Sketch, and you can get that wherever you listen to podcasts.
Smash the like button.
Smash the minimize button so you can see what the title of this video looks like when it's really small in your taskbar.
Bye!